to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
You saw some young gentlemen there, and don't worry, they're speechless, some might even say. Chad, what do you think about those dashing young faces?
Rolling back the years, mate, I used to watch those NaVi guys when they were coming up through the ranks, right? You have to remember that back in that Ukrainian-Russian region, there were already teams who were standing out, right? You know, you had the likes of Dozia, where Dren was playing with Kazakhstani-Russian mix for some time. The NaVi bust onto the scene. You've got Senya, you've got Zeus, you've got Starix, you've got Edward. You've got Markelov, the greatest AWPer in 1.6 history. And now we've still got Zeus. Now we've still got Edward in the same Counter-Strike team. We're talking almost 10 years later, if not 10 years later, playing the grand final of majors. Markelov's gone.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like, you know, greatest offers in CS history.
Yeah.
Chad, you have any more of those up your sleeve?
You're pretty good. You tag him and you bag him.
I was thinking Danny Montana himself, but nonetheless, let's get out with the old, which is exactly what we're doing now, and get in with the new. We saw an update here with CSGO. We've been harping on it all day, but in fact, they did bring in some new maps. So perhaps we just begin to take a look at one map I find myself very familiar with as of yesterday, now that I'm undefeated on Austria. Me and my crew put down some serious fire, Chad, and I can tell you about this map all day long if you let me.
Well, tell me about this, man, because I wasn't watching. I was busy doing some business.
Right. Don't know what business exactly that Chad was doing. That's up for your own interpretation. But this map is very beautiful. Honestly, you've got the snowy effect. You've got the crystal clean look to the game development. Okay, how it plays, yes, it's very small. So when you think compact, you think, you know, there's a lot of quick hallway access to a lot of different areas within the map. In fact, I believe it's the B-bomb site that is just so accessible over on the T side. To me, it just feels like it's a much more uphill battle if you're on the CT side of this map.
Okay, so an actual T-sided map in the pool, we don't have many of them. Just for people at home who are like, what are these guys talking about? We're going to see these maps. This is for competitive matchmaking, right? These are the new maps that Valve have introduced very recently with the updates, with the economy, with the with the Krieg update, with the Org update, with the Tech 9 and the CZ updates. Obviously brought into it as well. We've got by FM Pwn, we've got Sub-Zero, right?
We do have some other maps.
Is also one of the guys who was involved in the creation of Cache alongside with Volcano. So this is going to be interesting to see how these play. This is another one that's set, you know, in quite a snowy region. Maybe they've got a theme going on because winter is coming.
Yeah, winter is coming, and we're not talking about White Walkers here. In fact, the winter maps are here, which is, to me, it just kind of brings it in full circle. Now we just need to get these chickens in some sort of like fur coat type stuff.
Did you see that? FM Pwn is actually designing the Penguin model to be used. So I don't know if that's planning on coming out anytime soon, but the interesting thing here and the reason that there needs to be a talking point around these maps is if they ever do work out statistically to look like maps that maybe Valve want to bring in to competitive Counter-Strike, we might be seeing one of the current 7 maps that we have that we love getting taken out of the pool and introduced with one of these bad boys. And this could be on a competitive circuit sometime near us.
Which, to me, it's interesting, right? Because, yes, here's the third map introduced into the pool now. To me, it's interesting because, yes, these are brand new maps for what it's worth. These are maps that haven't been exactly exposed to the public. You at home haven't spent a lot of time playing this just yet. Neither have we. So I think this whole sentiment of just immediate pushback on new maps kind of has to go away in some ways. Well, yes, we can't necessarily stick to the same 6, 7 maps we keep in the pool consistently. But perhaps we're open to new things, Chad.
Yeah, so in an FPS game, especially one like Counter-Strike, the meta of the way the game is approached, you know, with the buy rounds, the economy, well, we've shaken up the economy this time around, but normally it doesn't, you don't want to tinker with those things too much, right? You want to leave them as is because the gameplay changes actually come through the introduction of new maps, new strategies, new ideas, new ways to approach the game. Where actually that economy change is one of the first times basically since the iteration of CSGO where we had not dynamic weapon pricing, that was from Source, but in CSGO, different kill reward bonuses for different things. Changing in prices of certain weapons, changing in prices of certain utility, that's all affected the economy. This time around with the bonuses, this is the first time this has been changed around other than the TK bonus for some time. So maps in the pool, that's another way to shake up and spice up the meta. So it's going to be interesting to see how does this change after the next major, because I'm sure Valve would have announced it by now if we were going to be seeing any of these 3 bad boys in the IEM Katowice major going down next year.
and it is an even longer road to Katowice than it is to Odense. Odense.
You did it like the American pronouncer. Odense.
Oh, Odense. Well, you know what? Let's talk about that path to Odense. In fact, the road to Odense does start with week 1. We have the top 5 plays brought to you by Pay Safe Card of the first week of play here for ESL Pro League Season 8. Let's check it out.
Stewie lucky to be standing, 16 HP for him.
And he got the kill. That's like the most spins.
Linear entry to the site, but Semphis' kill is crucial. Twists, he's got himself a second. Could actually just continue and tear through these T's. Envy down to a single man. The ace could be his. The taps are out. The frag is there. Beautiful hold from Twist. 3 of which now stagnate within the site. Coldzera with a highway robbery. A third. Beautiful shots from Coldzera.
Oh god, does he even check the left corner here, or does he wrap CT? Oh my god.
That's just great. 2 players present themselves at the exact same time, so Sick from the corner with a multi-frag already. Not the 4th, no way. He just shuts it right down.
Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Now, if you would have told me about a small little town out there outside of Copenhagen, roughly 3 hours away, I would have said I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. But the city of Odense has been definitely put on the map. It's more than just a small town. In fact, there's a lot of stuff going on over there, Chad.
There's an Irish pub we know very intimately, as well as a couple of tapas joints I'm going to be heading back to when we get there at the end of the year. But, Trace, before we jump on in to talking about this match for the Vodafone pre-match, we're going to give you a B-Stream update.
Okay.
And this one's a big one. This one here, we can't be sneezing at. Windigo destroyed G2 16-3 on overpass, starting on that T side, 12-3 first half, actually converting the CT side 4-0. That's a big win.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge win over the name of G2 for sure. Now, this is a team that I'm understanding has a lot of matches to play today, but definitely a team that we should be holding in that high regard.
Yeah, and just for those people who don't know the name Windigo, they're actually from Bulgaria, which is where Cirque, the player from NRG, is from. And actually the player who got the most done is the most recent addition to that team. His first name is actually Yanko. And his last name is very similar to our boy YNK, but it's Blocker. And he's put up a massive performance, 26 kills. He went plus 16. He had a 2.28 rating. He had an 89.5% kill assist. The guy absolutely destroyed the Frenchman, who, you know, we think is a team who can compete with some of the best in the world.
And it would only make sense, I believe, Chad. In fact, some of the other teams that we can think do compete with the best in the world would be our next 2 teams tonight, one of which has fought off and gotten very close to some titles in the very recent past. And then you have the Space Soldiers. It's NaVi, of course, in case you wanted some clarification. Not a Sphinxeer, my goodness.
And the ex-Space Soldiers. They either don't fight as soldiers in space anymore, or now they're just space mercenaries. That's what they should change the name to, something like that. Either just soldiers or space mercenaries. Or if you have a better name than that, maybe tweet at me.
Now, I think there was also that one team that was like Wicked Masterminds. It was a play on another team.
That was like... what was that one on?
Something about a bunch of smart people.
Yeah,
and,
like
and
evil
they were, like,
geniuses
on the evil
or
side.
something.
Yeah, oh,
yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about these ex-Space Soldiers. Let's talk about some of the things that they've got going on, Chad. Burchill.
Yeah, okay, so let's just get this out of the way. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Space Soldiers, for some time, I think, have actually had a bit of a quarrel going on within the realms of their organization. Now, that was kind of shown to me by them all getting rid of their avatars and banners on Twitter, which seems like childish in a way, but if your organization isn't living up to their end of the bargain, then the little bits and pieces are the ones that hurt the most. Now, they've actually, if you're reading the HLTV.org article, it was led to believe that they were still, Space Soldiers organization was saying these players were still under contract. The record's been set straight. The contract has been rescinded, I believe is the word that was used in this, so the players are free up for grabs to go to a better organization. Now, these guys, in my opinion, are a team who their only issue is visa issues. Right? That's the only problem that ever is really an issue with these guys, because these guys have Antaras, these guys have Calyx, these guys have Paz, who was absolutely lighting up the scoreboard. Madra, a fantastic in-game leader, a guy who I've watched throughout the realms of 1.6, and now he's leading this Turkish team. And you can't forget the final member, Trace, who is Engine. He actually lives in Cologne. Anyway, cool story about these guys. They're playing Dust2 against NaVi.
Cool story, Chad. Anything else you'd like to bring to the pre-show here? I'm kind of enjoying this little lax time I have.
Nah. Oh, you know.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Dust2 then, because this is a new map. In fact, not so new anymore. It's new. What do they call it? Not new Dust2. It's new 2. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, we're going to Dust2 between the Space Soldiers and the likes of Not As Vincere. Now, I guess talking about NaVi, this is a team that opted out of your Star Series. They've had just a little bit of time. Actually, caught up with Simple before we came here to Copenhagen. And he seemed to be enjoying this little bit of downtime that they're having over there.
Yeah, and you definitely need a bit of a break. Like, they actually spent a little bit of extra time within North America after ESL 1 New York. And when you just come off of the loss of a major grand final, that's going to sting. It is going to take time to work past that. And now coming in against Space Soldiers for their opening game of the ESL Pro League Season 8, it will be on Dust2, which we've mentioned several times. The reason that comes out of my mouth is a bit of surprises. NaVi aren't great on Dust2, or they haven't shown great things to this point. That could change. They could definitely turn it around. They've got the pieces of the puzzle to make themselves a good Dust2 team, but at least so far, they haven't been able to show anything. They had to hedge their bets over towards that B-bomb site quite a lot. They're sending 3 players over there and actually turtling up, not playing for a lot of mid-control. So this one starting off for NaVi, I actually think could be a shaky one. Off the break and versus Space Soldiers on a map which I would definitely lean towards Space Soldiers being the favorites. Sorry, ex-Space Soldiers. I'm going to say ex-Space Soldiers.
And you can't say like retired Space Soldiers either, because then that would also throw a spanner in the confusion works, which is not what we're here to do. We're here to paint you a clear and concise picture of what this matchup will be. Now, we do know what Space Soldiers can do online and on LAN. More preferably, I like to note that, yes, they play quite a bit online, and they do a considerable amount of damage. It's almost as if they're more comfortable.
Just say it, man.
I'm not calling them onliners. They can do it on LAN.
Don't skirt around what you want to say. You know, you have to be honest with people.
And I'm just saying.
Honesty is the best policy.
Just saying.
What are you saying?
That they're very comfortable playing online. It's pretty obvious.
Okay, well, that is true that they do tend to have a better performance online than they do on LAN, but at the same time, they've had a couple of LAN options taken away from them. The major is one that we can cite.
Super awkward.
Yeah, it sucks, right? They had to play with their coach, right? Hardstyle had to stand in for Engine because he couldn't get his visa back in time. And that's not fun for anybody. Now, if we do want to take a quick look at these guys' history on... I'm looking at NaVi's now on Dust2 because I was talking about the fact that they have been relatively strugglesome. They played them at 4 times in the last 3 months on LAN, right? This is not a fantastic move at all, but we actually have some breaking news,
Breaking news, and I'm coming in hot off the presses with this one. You might want to get my ISO shot production because I'm telling you right now, this one hits hard, and for me, it hits close to home. There's some breaking news. Skadoodle has stepped down from Cloud9. Unfortunately, that does kind of break my heart. But truthfully told, good luck to him and wherever he's going in his future endeavors. I think that is truly the end of what was at least our legacy within Cloud9, you know?
Yeah, and you were definitely part of that legacy. Here in the announcement, it has that he has retired from the competitive scene of Counter-Strike. This has been discussed, and the rumors have been floated around with this for the better part of a year now. You know, it has been on the cusp of him potentially retiring, and the fact that he can go out after being... you know, the definite staple of the North American scene and winning a major, respect to Skadoodle.
Yeah, respect to Skadoodle. In fact, you don't have to press F into chat or anything. Don't be weird like that. But the reality is this. Skadoodle is a gamer. He's a genius-level gamer. And for as long as I've known Skadoodle, any game that he picks up, doesn't matter the developer, doesn't matter where it's created, when it's created, he will look to master that game. So where does he go from here? Competitive Overwatch? Whatever. Who knows where he goes from here? But I can tell you he won't have any problem playing any of those games. And that is why Skadoodle, you're number 1 on the heart of me, at least. Let's talk about the Space Soldiers and Not As Vincere, though. Not to bring it to a sombering moment, but that's, of course, unfortunately, what we were stuck with going in here with this matchup. Dust2 will be the camping grounds, and Chad, who will be winning this game.
Yeah, the camping grounds is probably a good way to put it. If you've ever played Counter-Strike, you've probably stepped foot on Dust2 somewhere along this. Now, I already pointed out a few issues that NaVi can have, especially on their CT side, having to bolster their B defense, which has been a weakness from at least the few of the games that I've seen for them. I think Space Soldiers, this plays into their wheelhouse when you have such good players like Calyx and Antara who are able to take over games. They can basically just get it all done. I would be looking at them as the 2 highlight players going up against Simple and Electronic. There's basically 4 Titans in the server right now, at least within the realms of online Counter-Strike.
Online Counter-Strike is where we are, isn't it, Chad?
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to play games online, sometimes you have to play games on LAN. And you know what? Online Counter-Strike, I think, actually serves a purpose within the scene. And here's the reason. It allows these guys who travel the world on a non-stop basis to actually have some time at home. I know what... actually, I was going to say I know what that feels like, but I was going to say, you and I know what the opposite side of that feels like, and it sucks.
It is unfortunate, but I do think that that is the silver lining, the solace that these guys can find within competing in online leagues. Yes, there's a huge road here, and it's very narrow for you to try to get to the end of the road, and perhaps even all the way to Odense.
You've forgotten how to pronounce it after the first week. Ready?
Like
with me.
Odense.
Odense.
Some commentators coming in hot right now, and I don't mean that because Harry has that hair of head. I'm talking about Hugo as well. Guys, we're going into Space Soldiers, ex-Space Soldiers versus Sincere on Dust2. Who's going to be powering through?
Well, for me, it's going to be NaVi. You know, I think they look.
Sorry, Harry. I don't want to interrupt you before you say the game's going to be exciting. Who's older of the two of you?
Me.
Okay. Well, next time Trace does that, just be like, oh, it's better for hit. Yeah, you go age before beauty. So you should go both, first. So... Just jump in and do that next time, because I don't want to hear how excited Harry is for this game. I want to hear a key point from you about this game.
Well, I mean, Dust2, bit of an aimless match. You're kind of already talking about it a bit there, but obviously you're going to be looking to the stars of both sides to step up in the form of, you know, Calyx, Antara, Flamey, Simple Electronic. I mean, even Flamey to some extent as well. He's been playing really good recently. What are you doing, Trace? You're trying to cut me off. Yeah,
because I want to tell you two to step up and sit down and take this game where we need to go. Let's get into the action here. Dust2 versus Sincere and the ex-Space Soldiers. Take it away, Hugo.
Thank you very much. Here we go, Dust2. Third map of the day, Harry. We have some X's in the server. Major recently married, but the rest of Space Soldiers, they are kind of on a lonely one at the moment. And looking to bounce back from that with a nice win in Pro League up against a team that has yet to play any matches. This is NaVi, of course, on that CT side. So let's see if Space Soldiers can do, I don't want to say the impossible, but the not easy we'll go with.
Yeah, well, they already be out through along here. You can take a look at those odds on the screen, and they might have been a little bit too fast for you. They were certainly too fast for me, but I imagine NaVi were the favourites, so that's all well and good. Electronic going to be here behind the car, but this man, he's driving on by as him and Simple.
Oh my God.
Actually, just Simple. Oh my goodness. This is, that's a bit of a slaughter early on. NaVi will be finding themselves a pistol over here along Hugo. I think, you know, maybe we should address the ex-Space Soldiers. It feels a bit weird calling them that.
Yeah, right.
Been with this org now for so long, and then obviously recently that decision to separate came on in. I think we can already see a technical pause being called on in. Hopefully that gets resolved quickly. I think, you know, shout out to our boy Tommy, to our boy Lurpus. We should call them, instead of ex-Space Soldiers, SpaceX Soldiers. You know, he loves a bit of Elon.
Big fan.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, I mean, you know, we speak a lot about, you know, momentum as well when it comes to this map, Hugo. I think, you know, it's going to be crucial for either one of these teams, both very momentum-based, and it's Dust. Getting off to a good start here is very, very important. I think especially over on this CT side now with these economy changes that we've seen come in, how easy it can be to kind of get stuck in that rut of falling behind and then getting reset time and time again. It's going to be key that NaVi get off to a strong start here, and they've already done that by finding the pistol, now looking for the anti-eco as well.
Space Soldiers opting not to force in this round. And I think that's going to probably be at least for the short term, the go-to for many teams after losing that pistol round, especially on this T side, knowing you can get that early rifle landing with pretty much everything you need. So until teams start working out how to maybe play this economy game, there's no real reason to heavily invest here, especially when NaVi had a flawless pistol, so they had lots of money going forward. And that's the same case here. 4 players surviving in the second round. Space Soldiers coming in hot with the buy though, Harry. We're full AKs into round number 3. NaVi aren't even going to have the same weaponry. Being said, we're already seeing the stars shining through. Simple in that previous round. 3 kills from him. What was that? 4 in the pistol? 3 in the pistol? He's definitely on a bit of a tear right now. And that is not what you want if you're Space Soldiers. So see if they can bounce back going into their first rifle round. It's an early default outside of B, holding the back of long, just making sure NaVi don't show any early aggression. And trying to at least wait out this utility, the initial Molotovs, the initial smokes going down from the CT side. They'll be continued. Long covered once again. Zeus is alone in the pit as well, so Space Soldiers set up ready to burst onto this A bomb site through long. Maybe a bit of a problem. Zeus has no support at all. There's not an AWP up on this side of the map. That is instead down in middle for Simple. Electronic committed very aggro up short, and this is good because it gets him a lot of information that maybe this A split isn't quite coming through. And that seems to be the case with these two players on long being very, very slow to walk out. Now we're going to start to see smokes down middle, and that may force a bit of a move from NaVi. Nades going through, Simple spots it, and he'll take down Antara. A big kill to start off. Zeus going to have to try and delay them as much as he can in the pit. As his teammate comes in for the rotation, he'll get overwhelmed, and nice double trade back from Space Soldiers.
Yeah, they're going to mop up both the players over here towards long. Simple now comes rotating in and has to try and hold his own. And oh my goodness, Simple gonna manage his third kill of the round. That will be it for him. Notice he's shut down, now leaving Flamey in this 1v2. Calyx brought down very, very low. Gonna get spotted, and Flamey would have loved to have found that kill, but he's just missed the mark. Spotting out the man at car. That's Major brought down to his knees as well. The molly might be enough to deal with him here. Things heat up. They're going to line up for Flamey, but not quite. Calyx, with the trade, grabs the AWP as well. Space Soldiers, or ex-Space Soldiers rather, will be finding themselves their first round on the board here in round number 3. And I mean, that shot. God, I don't even know which one of them he killed.
The guy on the
just
right,
so quick.
The one guy he couldn't even see. That's nutty. I think 9 kills on Simple right now in just 3 rounds played. Now got 2-1 for NaVi. They've already been crippled when it comes down to cash after Space Soldiers winning 1 rifle round. And that's another big change as well of this economy. Because Space Soldiers are able to build up this money for the 3rd round buy, by that point, NaVi have only run 1 anti-eco. So not only are SMGs more difficult to run on the CT side in the sense that you're going to see bonus rounds far more often, but also if you buy up those M4s and even lose any of them, it forces rebuys, and you lose that first rifle round and boom, this is the state your economy's in. It is a mess. So not only does it help the Ts in getting early buys, but it can cripple the CTs in not giving them the chance to build up funds. All in all, making this game far more T-sided, and Space Soldiers certainly going to be happy with that as they charge their players up on short towards this A bomb site. Zeus going to have to fall back, and he does have Electronic close on the site as well, but just playing that goose corner. Simple getting aggressive on long as well, playing close to that barrel. If he can cut down this split, that will make things slightly easier as well. Could even have the option to flank into middle, but here's the push-up shorts. Paz already dropping Zeus. That Molotov going to keep Electronic in the corner and maybe burn him to death, and he walks out to it. Major takes him down, and Engine has even found Simple on that flank. So right now, this round is done for NaVi. Saving weapons wouldn't even be a bad idea.
Yeah, you can already see they look to try and meet up here and hold on to these 2 M4s. Now, there is already a man hunting deep within the depths of T spawn. That man going to be Engine, and he's well, he'd love to try and find 1 or 2 of these rifles. Anything that NaVi can hold on to gives them that much more to work with into the next round. They've already lost Flamey, and now just Edward left up. He is going to get discovered here. They know exactly where he is now, and they want to try and take this M4 off of him.
He's actually running to his death. Little does he know it. Ooh. No, Paz is going to find him, gets the angle at the end, even though that flank was coming through from Calyx. So Edward was kind of screwed in that position. 2-2 now, and 1 more eco for NaVi before the buy comes back in for that CT side. And you won't actually have the AWP unless someone drops it over, because right now we've got Simple on just under 2k rather. NaVi with that full USP round. Space Soldiers pretty well armed. They've even got that SMG just to build up some money on the T side. Calyx will be spotted there. Flamey getting a bit of information, but can he follow up with Paz, who's got that Mac 10? Can be so difficult to fight this. And Calyx, he's going to drop 1 man up on short, but there's plenty more where that came from. So Paz swoops in to clean up some damage. 2 of the 3 players of NaVi have been spotted, and Paz has no fear in going back in for more. Again, little risk, high reward. Even if he goes down here, all he drops is an SMG, so he gets all 3 kills, dropping into the spawn with his back turn. Flamey does get 1, but that'll be about it.
Yeah, and it's a convincing start here from the ex-Space Soldiers. They're going to be up 3-2, but now we can start to see NaVi putting a buy together. Still not going to have that AWP out and in play just yet. Over on the side of Space Soldiers, Major going to be donning it. And This means it's Antara. He's free to just go barreling down through mid. Major does get naded down to 50 HP at the very least. But Antara has already given so much room to play around with, so much room to try and find these openers for Space Soldiers, and no one keeping an eye on things over in middle for NaVi. Edward surely goes down here. They've got no clue that Antares is so pushed up, and okay, Edward's going to stay alive. Now he just has to try and buy time and hold back the coming tide of the Space Soldiers, and he's going to manage himself a second now, trading up onto the AK, going to give him that much more room to work with here. There is already a man out. That man's Paz. It's actually Engine to go ahead and drop this lone defender, but 3v2, this bomb about to go down.
Yeah, the lack of orb this round for NaVi meant they had no mid control, and Antara is able to just play around that, get that flank into the bomb site. That plant can finally come in now that it's shielded by a Molotov. And with that, we might even just see the straight up save. Harry, Simple and Electronic, the two dastardly dangerous players here for the NaVi side. They're going to have to fall out of this one. That bomb's yet to go down, so this is why, you know, NaVi could certainly consider going for something here. But the lack of kit is going to be the overwhelming issue. Space Soldiers just burning down the clock. The only problem with this is you know, they're using more and more utility, so they're not actually going to have any for the post plant. Now, this won't be an issue because NaVi aren't retaking, but that could have definitely come back to haunt Space Soldiers if maybe it was a 3-on-3, but I doubt they would have waited that long. So plant comes in, NaVi saving in the T spawn, and Space Soldiers likely going to exit at least one player through the tunnels here. It's a very easy position to exit. You're not very exposed. You can just hide in the tunnels and only lose about 20-30 HP, but no, they group up and go middle instead, knowing that NaVi don't have this area of the map after just probing it. And all guns saved here for Space Soldiers. 3 players kept alive. NaVi, though, they're still going to be on an eco, Harry, despite these saved weapons.
And this is what I'm wondering with this change, you know, we're just going to see maps become very, very T-sided by nature. Just because, you know, that economic boost early on is one that really, you know, like it allows you to get that buyer to come in that much sooner. It means you can get the CT side on the back foot that much faster as well. You know, usually CT side winning the pistol, right? You think about what that means, you kind of get to go 3-0 up early on if that bomb doesn't go down, or, you know, 2-0, then the buy comes in. But you're still given more of a chance to build up that buffer in your economy, so that if you lose that one round, you're not instantly reset, right? And you kind of imagine Space Soldiers here, as we kind of saw, you know, they just took that flat eco, they had AKs in round 3. And as a result, they've been able to get this NaVi economy on the back foot very, very quickly. In this round already, Calyx is the man to open up. Edward answers back though, so NaVi maintaining a 4-on-4 for the time being, and now going to start to aggress down through Catwalk as well. And that gets punished almost immediately by Calyx. He's there, he's going to go and shut down these aggressors. Space Soldiers, though, looking like they might walk into a stack as they continue this current trajectory over here towards A.
Yeah, nice shot from Engine through the smoke, though, and they'll just filter out through mid, one by one. Antara's with another, and Calyx has even got his back covered. 3 kills from him. Nice round for the Space Soldiers, not running into that stack after even killing the mid-rotate, so while all of NaVi drop down into the CT spawn, certainly not going to be a favourable place to take gunfights when you have pistols. Space Soldiers quite a lead so far on the T side, but that's kind of been the case of today already, Harry. As you said, you know, maps maybe getting more T-sided, especially while teams adjust to this new meta change in terms of money and figure out how to approach the early game. And obviously, as you mentioned, momentum, a big factor. I mean, look back to that Astralis Nip game earlier. That really was just momentum falling apart for NIP.
Yeah, a part of me wonders, so, you know, like, how viable would it be if you're a CT side and you win the pistol to just go USP and armor into round 2? Maybe like get 1 SMG or 2 SMGs or whatever?
In most cases, you'll be up against Glocks, assuming that they're
right.
bomb plant. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. The problem is, like, you can't consistently do that because one day a team will just force buy and win the round.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. But so it's going to be interesting to see kind of the ways in which teams adjust to this new economy that we have right now. Obviously, there's still time as well for Valve to tweak things, make some adjustments here and there. Here's the aggression over here towards short, though, Hugo, from Space Soldiers. They're going to be running into a bit of resistance here. There you can see Simple has the AWP out as well for NaVi in this round. Right now it's Electronic and Co up on short. Usually we see the AWP play this position. Great one just to go ahead and take one shot, then you drop down into CT. Now Electronic not going to have that luxury, being on the M4, but he does have Simple just behind him inside of that bomb site, so Space Soldiers as they back away from Catwalk. It looks like it's going to be a B play, Hugo. I don't really think we're going to see this AD get tested all too much, especially not as they pick up 2 frags here on the Catwalk.
I mean, if they even got those short players dead, they might have been able to force some kind of rotation, but this is so obviously if you play NaVi, are going to be ready on that quick flank. Zeus is pushed up on short to find his 3rd kill of the round, and the captain of NaVi is making this all happen. It's got to be Engine to save the day here for Space Soldiers, but Molotov's coming in. Already a player flanking up his window. Engine close to the door. And they're going to wallbang this. They're going to hear those tags as well. This should be very, very clear to Zeus. And 4 kills for the captain. He gets away with it. NaVi find 3 rounds on the CT side. A very difficult clutch to pull out as well, considering the amount of positions that NaVi can retake from. But yeah, not going to go too well. Great round from Zeus, and that short split from Space Soldiers, that completely hung them out to dry, right? Because they still got the B side, they still got themselves into a good position. Say you get 1 kill there up on short, even if you get traded, or even if you just lose 1 player, that's fine. But because they lost the first player, they repeat back in, try and get the trade. Zeus finds both kills. And there we go, it just falls apart from Space Soldiers. They only have the B splitting players left, not the distraction players up on short. So a new round, a new attempt here for the Space Soldiers, but so far not working out too well.
Yeah, already that double AWP setup netting NaVi an early man advantage here. Space Soldiers going to be trying to take control this short. They have 3 players down in mid. They've been very, very proficient at taking this portion of the map. Calyx, in the meantime, sneaking on over here towards this B-bomb site, and spots out Edward, but now he's open to both players. Calyx, only 1 bullet left, has to make it count. He's going to go in with the Glock, and as a result, Flamey finishes things off, extinguishing that man from B. But they're going to try and go onto this regardless. Luckily enough for them, Engine gets discovered by Electronic down here in middle, leaving just Major and Paz. A missed shot from Flamey might represent a potential way back into this round, especially as Major's going to spray them both down. So now a real chance for Space Soldiers to be onto something here in the 2v2.
What's up with 6 spray transfers today? Everyone's hitting them. The low HP can be a big factor though for Space Soldiers, and NaVi are double rotating tunnels, which certainly won't be expected. 2 Molotovs up as well for the CT side. That makes things very, very difficult. If Space Soldiers realize this, they can push out into middle. That's a great Molotov because it cuts off this push back in for NaVi, and they have to go through. They have to wait until that is at least faded before they push into this bomb site. Major's on the angle from the window. They pre-fire the site. They spot Major, but do they see the man on the car trying to drive in? Major's found himself a 3rd, and it is just Zeus left. He's got to run for the hills. Space Soldiers have won the round. It's a massive 2v4 coming out from, well, the likes of Major. And nothing NaVi can do to stop that.
He's just single-handedly able to get them into that bomb site there. You say about amazing spray transfers. That's another one that we've seen today. Space Soldiers going to soldier ahead and find themselves a 6th round. Look at that. Just, you know, what can you do if you're Flamey? Get completely wrecked. And now it is just going to be the reset coming in for NaVi. No money here for this CT side. That's going to make things that much more awkward for them.
Heavy long stack with the pistols here for NaVi. Solo USP on that B bomb site, which is not the right time to have that because Space Soldiers are about to walk right into this one, and because of the passive angle that Edward's playing, while he may catch a player off guard, he has no information, and before he knows it, the round is at this point done because Space Soldiers have overtaken the B bomb site. That plant can come through pretty quickly. NaVi are too far away to even think about contesting this. So split up, look for clues, try and take guns away here from the Turkish, but you're not winning the round here if you're NaVi.
As you say, best you can really hope for is a couple of weapons, perhaps, as the Space Soldiers do come hunting. It's going to be a 7th round for them. Guaranteed. So building up a decent lead here early on versus NaVi. And yeah, one of the things I was really kind of looking forward to is seeing, you know, the potential of having Simple on the AWP, and then you have someone else, like we've seen Flamey do, pick it up alongside him. They've never really had the money to support that double AWP buy. We've seen it have decent success for them in the rounds where they have bought it out. And it looks like we might get to see it again. No, it's just a 1 AWP right now. We thrown over onto Simple. I think that's enough to make all the difference. Just rifles across the board here for Space Soldiers. And once again, they're going to try and take control of mid, but this time they're simple here, keeping an eye on things, trying to hold the fort. He's actually going to pull away at just the wrong time, so Space Soldier's still able to take control of Catwalk within the opening segments of this round.
Yeah, no utility expended to get this position as well. This is such a valuable one for Space Soldiers. No Xbox smoke, and because of, as you said, that rotation from Simple, NaVi have no idea that Space Soldiers are this far up. They can guess, yes, but not a single bit of information to actually give them an idea. This utility, however, will start to make things very, very clear. Flamey's going to begin to rotate. They've got to be careful of long as well, because it's so common to see a split up through long and short with these smokes going down. Electronic jumps into the CT spawn, and he finds both kills. Space Soldiers getting guillotined in this round. We may have a deep sight position for Major, but he's hung out to dry with a bomb, and NaVi have taken control back of the site. The Molotov's back down on short. Major's stuck here alone. And again with a bomb, that just makes things even worse, because he can't even play like a lurk role and have the rest of his team walk into B. He has got to get out of this position alive.
They don't know he's here, and as he starts around the corner, Zeus does spot him. That's the two IGLs going to be clashing horns, and the bomb drops over here at the feet of Zeus. In the meantime, they go ahead and find Engine. Ooh, wow. Antara. That was... Okay, that's a good start to build into this round. We need to see a little bit more, and he's going to go and get shut down almost immediately by Flamey. It was nice, a little flick as that was.
Man, I like how Antara clears every angle. When he's shuffling on that long peak to try and take the final gunfight, he's walking one step and then standing still to enable his accuracy to be at its full potential. And so he's never caught running out of position. He's always checking every possible pixel that last player can be in on long, but unfortunately not going to win the fight. Still very methodical way of clearing out that position. Space Soldiers still off to a good lead, Harry. This is 7-4 on the T side of Dust. Not a bad start by any means up against the likes of NaVi, but look at this aggression. NaVi feeling confident, and Electronic has taken a kill, but in the meantime, Edward is pushed all the way into T spawn.
Yeah, this is absolutely unreal for NaVi. They get so much information on the back of this, and you can already see the effect this has had. Everyone's grouped up over here to defend this A bomb site. Almost as soon as Space Soldiers go for this play, they're going to have to worry about the man in the back as well, and that's if they survive long enough to have that even plague their mind, which they will not. So they're never even made aware of that lone flanking player for NaVi. That now actually kind of leaves the option open for NaVi to try and go for a similar sort of aggression once again. 5-7 though. NaVi slowly but surely starting to make their way back into this and keep it very competitive. Still a chance for them to win at the half as well.
And again, we've not really seen much AWPing from Space Soldiers on this T side. A team that doesn't really like to pull up the T side AWP anyway, unless they need to. Like on maps like Inferno, they just won't ever buy it. So this isn't really a big surprise, but that's something that NaVi certainly has the edge on, having the best player in the world. At least right now. Nice nade. Bit of damage. Oh, that's a better shot though. Antara's flashed into middle. He's going to get away with the kill. Simple still keeps things intact here for NaVi with a nice trade frag back off the AWP, and the Molotov will even cut off this push from Space Soldiers. They can't chase him down and catch him retreating to the bomb site. In the meantime, it's allowed Electronic to rotate into the CT spawn as well, so NaVi now have a crossfire over middle. Simple's focused up on the B tunnels, and Edward is going to be joining Electronic here, taking this control. Well, Zeus, he gets just wrecked up on short.
Electronic going to try and step up to the plate now, but he gets silenced as well. Engine on the entry, that bomb looking to go down, and Space Soldiers going to find themselves in a 4v2 with bomb planted.
Ooh. He's typed half the numbers in, but he forgot the code.
Ooh.
This is not a bug I've seen. Is this purpose? Yeah, okay. I think he was just holding on to it. I think
he was just waiting to hunt down
it just
NaVi.
like looked on the model like it was broken in the animation. I was like, I'd never seen that.
Yeah, I do love the idea that Major didn't know the numbers.
And imagine if you had to know every single number.
Do you know off by heart?
Huh? No, not really. 7, 6, 8, 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Something
either.
like
I'm not going to pretend like I do either. It's got 7 and a 5 in it at some point.
Ooh.
But here we go. Space Soldiers hunting down the remaining NaVi players. And just Simple left alive. He's going to find one, but he will get beheaded by Antara. So an 8th round up on the board for Space Soldiers. And 3-round advantage going their way. On the back of that win, you can see there's still money here for NaVi, but it's going to be their last investment in this first half if they lose this round. And they're going to be moving back to the comfort of that double AWP setup between Flamey and Simple.
Let's see if NaVi can bounce back, because this is certainly looking like a very strong half for the Turkish. Fast B play. Edwards ready for it, though. The nade's perfect. The spray is better. 2 kills and a half onto Antara. It's down to 40 HP. That is going to completely cut down his push into the B bomb site. And just as they go back, Zeus is already watching the behind. He's found himself a double as well. And Calyx, all that left up for Space Soldiers. Wow, this round has fallen apart. At the perfect point for NaVi. They needed this one. Oh, Zeus gets spotted though. He's here in the corner and Calyx is ready for 2. Electronic dead as well, but they pushed into the tunnels as Calyx expected. That's a yes, but knowing it's half the battle, Harry, and Simple, he's going to finish off that round. 6-8 here. Last round of the half, and that's actually the perfect time to break Space Soldiers' money.
Yes, indeed. And now we can see NaVi chomping at the bit of, kind of very evenly closing out this first half, as even as it comes. There is still, this kind of really cobbled together buy from Space Soldiers they have to try and go against. A couple of Mac Pens leading the charge out here towards long. It's going to be another spray down, this time from Electronic, as he finds 2. There's just Engine at Calyx and Major left to stand in the way of NaVi finding a 7th round. Calyx down here in the pit, currently the top-rated player for Space Soldiers in this matchup. Been having a good time of things thus far. He's got that Deeg to try and work with. But yet to be given anything by NaVi.
They've just given up long. They know that Space Soldiers have the pit and probably have the weaponry to take a fight, so NaVi just don't peek it. They just don't challenge. Flamey finally going in for a little bit more, and Simple's here as well, so actually the double AWP potential is pretty massive here for NaVi. Space Soldiers may have Deagles and AK, but it's got nothing on these 2 scoped rifles. Engine getting tagged as well. He's down to 20. Calyx gets finished off in the midst of things, and Flamey's not done just with that. He takes 2, almost the 3rd, but Engine's in such a difficult spot. He cannot save that day. Zeus going to finish him off, and that's 7 rounds and a half for NaVi, but the ex-Space Soldiers certainly giving it to them in the first few. Close half, as you say, as close as you can get, but I don't even know who's favoured moving forward here.
No, me either. I mean, it's been a very, very back and forth game, Hugo. We've seen, some real highlight clips coming out from this man on your screen. Simple, he had a good start, but actually kind of didn't see too much from him as the game continued. Instead, really over on the side of NaVi. I mean, it has still been Simple leading the way, but then we have the accompanying cast of Flamey and Zeus just behind him. For the ex-Space Soldiers boys, it's Calyx leading the charge, as we mentioned. And the usual suspect is Antara just in tow. Still, I think we need to see a little bit more from kind of these star players on either one of these teams if we want to try and find ourselves a clear winner. And that's why it feels like it's still so 50-50 right now, right?
Yeah.
Haven't seen anything crazy from Antara or Calyx, and haven't really seen too much insane stuff from Simple just yet. So it remains to be seen who's going to hit the ground running here in the second half.
And while, especially at this kind of scoreline, the pistol could certainly define the half in such a huge way, now with this money change, I mean, not only could the pistol maybe not be that important, even with a conversion, but also the chances of winning that force buy round, right? I mean, NaVi, they are so good at winning force buys on the T side especially, right? Even in the normal economy, when you get $1,400 at loss bonus after losing pistol and then actually coming back and breaking, they're one of the, I mean, I'd say they're the maybe second best team in the world at winning those second round force buys, maybe to Astralis. So there's certainly that to worry about. And I really hope that Space Soldiers win this pistol just so we can see if NaVi decide to force in the second round. Because right now, every game that we've seen tonight, on the T side, if they lose a pistol, they've gone for that eco, bomb plant or not. So I want to see if NaVi will switch things up, knowing how explosive this team can be.
Yeah, I mean, a part of me even wonders, maybe we see NaVi throw something wild in there, like don't even bother investing on everyone in this pistol round, something You're shaking your head, Hugo.
I think that's like it's a good argument to talk about the theory of CS and go like, oh, you could eco pistol, but anyone ecoing pistol is just not a good decision. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
It's obviously
I mean, you got to believe you can win every round, right?
right.
So
It's good that you can break the second round, and lose pistol, and then win second, and still end up better than the other team. But you can never account for that, right? You can never play to the idea of, oh, we'll just lose pistol on purpose, and then we'll go and win second round. Like, you can't consistently do that ever. You can never guarantee a round, so you should always be aiming to win every single round you play of Counter-Strike. And the pistol round, maybe it's reduced in value, but it's still important, and there's no reason to ever give up full armor. Like, maybe a cheese strat once, but this is the first week of the second week of Pro League, the first week that we've seen this economy change. If NaVi were going to be throwing in stupid stuff like that now, I would be very confused. So let's see. Space Soldiers on that CT side now as we head into the pistol round. NaVi, what have they got up their sleeve? They've got a bit of utility on Zeus, nothing too special here. P250 on Simple, as per usual here for NaVi, and a bit of a faster B play as well.
well, they're going to be running in to Calyx if they continue over here toward this B-bomb site. And he's been pretty tough nuts to crack this time, though. They're going to find him almost immediately. It's Flamey there to open things up for NaVi. Meanwhile, Antara is the other name inside of this squad that we so often look to rack up a big kill count. He's over here in the tunnels. He's been cut off from the rest of his squad for the time being. He's going to have to wait for all these rotations to come in. And he has tagged up Simple, but he's still going to lose the fight to Flamey. Just Engine and Major left alive. Make that just Major, and he's really kind of screwed. So he's going to fall as well. NaVi 8-8. They win themselves the pistol here in this second half.
2 flawless pistol rounds now under NaVi's belt. And still the scoreline is so close. So you've got to give the props to Space Soldiers for actually being able to put up so much of a fight despite this factor. However, this is where things could certainly get a bit difficult, and the props could be going the way of NaVi, because full eco for Space Soldiers, and NaVi well brought up here with 3 AKs and the SMG. I like that knife that Flamey has. It's like the fake Karambit, the budget one that you buy on eBay.
Oh yeah, the new knives. I always forget they're a thing.
Yeah, not many pros even have them. Config has like the big one. I like that one. He always pulls
Yeah, I've
that
seen
out.
a few of them. I haven't actually really seen them in game. I'll be honest. I'm convinced no one even owns them at this point. They can't have been very good. I heard people didn't like the animations.
Some of them are horrible. Some of them are nice. But that's just the way with anything now,
I'm a
right?
fan anyway. No, just more skins equals more wins, Hugo.
Is that how it works?
That's
Harry?
the age-old saying. And well, Electronic is using a Fire Serpent, so you know he's just a straight-up baller. He's over here towards short, and his skin costs more than my outfit, so let's see what he can get done. But it doesn't find anything just yet. They're only up against pistols, Hugo. Well, I shouldn't be putting too much emphasis on this round. There should be NaVi's all day long. It's a chance then to keep the economy clean.
Ooh.
Little cheeky boost up from Paz. Maybe he gets 1 from here, but you don't imagine he's going to get too much more. Nope, I'm wondering where they're getting shot from. He does get spotted. They know that he's there, and now Zeus goes running in to try and mop up these players. That's a bit much. My voice just completely out of this world. Kind of sounded like a Zeus.
Well, this is still costly for NaVi, considering they came into this round with three AKs. They're looking to save every single one, but Electronic, he's going to get fractured in the middle. Does have some support from the window. Engine, all that remains here for the CT side. We need to see Flamey grab this 3rd AK wherever it was dropped. Get that big old upgrade instead of the scout, and he does exactly that. So NaVi save all the important guns so far. Engine's still alive to inflict some pain, but yeah, not from this position. If they push onto A, maybe, but there's no way he can drop into the CT spawn and get away with a kill. NaVi would have to be sleeping at the wheel. He'll probably drop with the bomb noise just to cover up it. Oh, there we go. That's not too bad. That'll do, yeah. 3 kills. Not bad.
Yeah, just vanilla pistols in that one. So you cannot be too disappointed, can you, Hugo?
Always better than strawberry pistols or any other flavour of pistols, Harry. You big fan of vanilla pistols?
Hey, there we go. I didn't get the joke at first, but now, man, you explained it. It was pretty good. I can't see what that's. Does that say technical?
Yeah.
Okay. So Hugo, man, you love a good technical pause.
Big fan.
It's already over. I didn't even get to ask you the big question.
What was the big question?
Nah, man, we'll save the gold. We'll sit on that one. I didn't really have one planned yet, so I'll be honest. You know me, talking without thinking.
Yeah.
A phrase rolls off the tongue for me. And tell you what rolls off the tongue for Flamey. That's going to be a quick double out from Long. He's found Antara's and Major. Leaving Engine here at the car. There's a lot of jokes. He's just lining them all up for us right now. Engine at car, you know, he's got to have if Matt was here, he'd really nail this. Yeah, dude, I know, something about horsepower. Look at him go. Engine finds one.
Yeah, he's looking to drive by onto these NaVi players, pushing that A-bomb site. That smoke will make Engine move out of position, try and take control towards Long, because it leaves him very isolated. They would have a position to look down on him from short. And instead, it's Flamey looking down into the CT spawn while getting his head just removed from Calyx. Electronic has dropped in the meantime, but Paz, communication errors. He watches his backline, does not expect that position, and Simple even chimes in with the final kill. So 3 from Flamey in that round. Some huge entries up on A-Long. NaVi, 10-8. They break the cash once again. Yet to drop a T-side round, although we've only seen 3, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is how T's can easily get very, well, not out of control, but very built up in terms of money. And CTs have such a hard job of actually coming back into this game, because not only do they have to eventually win a rifle round versus a very on-form NaVi, but they have to win multiple of them in a row while keeping players alive. You know, that's not an easy recipe. Oh.
Oh, they've jumbled that gun across up onto Zintares, but the men down in mid are going to be left fend for themselves. In comes the hero of the X-Space Soldiers side. He's able to go to mop up Electronic. Still a real chance here for Space Soldiers in this round. Engine going to be sat once again at the car, and as the Engine tries to roar to life, he's going to go ahead, and instead he's one for the chopping block. That will be Paz in a 1v3, Deagle in hand. He'd love to try and find something here, but do not fancy his odds, especially with the man at short. That's going to be Edward here to shut him down. So NaVi 11-8. As they continue to storm ahead here on Dust. There is going to be the buy on the board for Space Soldiers. Orp going to be bought out as well over for Major. He's now going to try and go toe-to-toe with one of the best in the world in the form of Simple.
Yeah, not an easy fight to take by any means. Especially when you won't really see Major as that proactive AWPer for the Space Soldiers side. He's more of an anchor, likes to just play passive, set his team up. Very different play style to that of Simple. And so for now, Major sits up on short, just holding down this part of the map and can kind of clear it out. His teammate don't need to help him at all. He's got a great position to just go for a shot, drop off, throw a bit of utility up that way. Not that he has much of it. Now NaVi going to be gifted short control for free, because Space Soldiers have no one here in the middle portion of the map. So not only does this allow for a very dangerous mid to be split, but it also gives NaVi the control up towards short without too much fight from Space Soldiers. Major's here with the AWP. He sits in the Molotov and has to fall off as a flashbang comes in. Double nade up for CT side, and that will do a hell of a lot of damage to Zeus, but not resulting in a kill. This AWP will go back towards the car instead, and now NaVi definitely looking like they still want to commit to this A play. But again, with the nature of Dust2, it's so easy just to change your plan in a split second and send that bomb packing into tunnels, drop Zeus and Simple off of short down towards mid and go for a B split, for example. But it doesn't look like that will be the case for today. 35 seconds on the clock, and A is NaVi's target. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe they've even tricked you, Hugo. You've got the gift of the X-ray as well, and even then they're in your head. So out here through mid they go. Paz and a Calyx left to try and defend this B-bomb site, and Paz does manage one kill. It all is on the shoulders of Calyx. He's dropped the bomb up in the window, but he can't quite hold his own. But it's going to go down in just the nick of time for NaVi. Maybe 3. Zeus going to be donning that AWP and trying to take this peek in towards middle, but he is on 33 HP, in danger of being caught out. Indeed he is, and in the meantime, Flamey's been discovered as well. So Edward suddenly Big boots left to fill. He lost his teammates and now sits inside of the back of this B bomb site alone. Does find the double down into tunnel, and now Antara's double trouble, has to try and flush out Edward, and Edward's going to get the job done in the 1v3. Absolutely fantastic stuff from that man on your screen right now. 12-8 in favor of NaVi here on Dust2. And if you're Space Soldiers, you're going to be left kicking yourself on the end of that one.
And that is such an unfortunate retake from Space Soldier, because Edward just has the perfect position to counter that retake, right? It's a double-edged sword playing at the back of the box in the post plant, because while you're giving a headshot angle to the players in tunnels, you're receiving a headshot angle from anyone peeking you on the site. So that's why I'm so surprised the last CT jumped up in the air to allow Edward to get that kill, because you're just exposing so much of your body when you could just take that headshot angle instead and be far less susceptible to getting caught out. So great work from Edward. Now again another B play for NaVi, and this one even more successful. They will open it up like a can of worms. And Antara he's going to go down as well. So NaVi 13-8. Starting to look like this game could be theirs, Harry, unless Space Soldiers have something to say on this rifle round.
Yeah, we need to see the Space Soldiers guys start to put up some resistance, and quickly at that. It was 8-7 scoreline in their favor at the end of this first half. Still yet to manage a single round on their CT side. Well, Electronic flashed that in towards middle, going to get the all clear here. And no one's holding close. You can see the movement that's freed up for these guys to have down towards Catwalk, where now they look to go toe-to-toe with Major, who is playing this one and done position. He can take a shot and then just fall back down into CT. He does have Antara's here, but he looks to be down in CT as well. So maybe not the ideal scenario, both players there. It's going to be key that Major gets back into that A-bomb site, and indeed he does.
I've been doing such a great job of pressuring short the entire time. It's something that Space Soldiers struggled with on their T side, because NaVi was playing such an aggressive CT double short setup. Said it's only Major here with the AWP this time once again, and he's not going to be able to hold it off, so it just gives NaVi this map control. And even if they don't do anything with it, even if they, like we saw in the past, go back towards that B play, the Space Soldiers still have to keep a couple of players on this A site just in case. Major may find Zeus there. Zeus getting caught out. Nice high flashbang. Major doesn't catch it. He's so blind. Zeus is going to get the kill. And that's the orb going down to an SMG as the B split comes through, but it's not successful because Paz and Calyx have locked it in. 20 seconds left on the clock. Calyx defends his teammate as he changes weapon, And Flamey, well, he's crept himself into the B bomb site. This bomb is so far away. They're going to have to get this kill to Calyx if they want to get the plants in. But I don't even know if there's time. Flamey's dead. And it's only Simple. What a fantastic shot, but he's not going to be able to win the round. 21 kills on Simple this map. But unfortunately, 9 rounds for Space Soldiers, and Simple's not getting away with that one.
Man, he's very good at killing people without you even really fully seeing him.
Yeah, how? How did he get that frag?
I mean, I remember watching some clip. It was like players' POVs who have been killed by Simple.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like you don't even see him half the time. It's like, okay, well, he is just unreasonably quick.
He loves his angles, Harry.
He does. You know, protractor in hand. He was one with maths back in the day. One with maths. One just good at it, maybe. But you know, it's not. Not numbers crunching now. It's heads in the server. Electronic going to get flashed out in towards mid once again. Tries to clear these close angles, and that's freed up the aggression for Zeus down here towards short, as he does make the call that no one's there to keep an eye on it for Space Soldiers.
Major has been having a rough time this game. Bottom in the server right now. I'm playing, again, a very hard position to hold on your own. Pressured with holding this A-bomb site. One incendiary is all that's left on his utility belt. And NaVi just keeping up the pressure on all sides of the map. Getting rid of these nades from Space Soldiers that can always be a problem, especially when it comes down to the last 20-30 seconds of a round. But it's looking like the B plate. Calyx has a Molotov for exactly this, and Paz the same as well. So Space Soldiers should be somewhat ready for this push. in terms of being able to shut it down with their utility. There's an incendiary going down, and that's such good timing because that was right as NaVi was throwing their own, so that's going to get completely cancelled out. And look at the push up on long. Space Soldiers have taken 2 players in through the T-spawn. They know this is going to be a B push.
The issue is reinforcements are still a long way out, so we have to see the guys inside of B hold their own here, and Calyx and Paz both going to get decapitated almost in an instant. Antara's wrapping round, dropped as well at the hands of Electronic. Engine doesn't last much longer, and they might have had all the information in the world, and while information is power, they've still been outmuscled here by NaVi. 14-9 here on Dust2. And only Major surviving. Even then, it's dubious at best, because now they know where he is. And he's going to get deleted, so Space Soldiers not able to hold anything forward into this crucial round. NaVi 1 away from match point here on Dust2.
Yeah, hard reset, right? After Space Soldiers win their first CT round, they just instantly get bodied back by NaVi. And there you go, it shows, Harry. 1M4, 4 pistols. Best of luck, Space Soldiers, that's all I can say. Because NaVi armed to the teeth and willing to take this map away on Dust2. Have that one rifle up on short, the position that's been so difficult to hold down for Space Soldiers this entire map. Flamey, be careful here in B. He's going to get away with 1. No way he gets 2. That's ridiculous. Taps onto Paz, opens up the B bomb site. With that, the round might even be done if the bomb was there, but it's still stuck in middle. And Antara is actually getting aggressive, dropping players. Meanwhile, Electronic has been killed. Simple tries to hold this short push, and he will spot that 1M4, but won't be able to get the frag. And now this bomb goes back towards A, where Space Soldiers have 3 players set up.
You still have Flamey, though, down towards B. He's just dissecting this CT side, and he's pushed all the way down. He's going to hear these footsteps down in lower tunnels as well. So once again, Space Soldiers, they might have all the information they need, but they've only got 1 man here to actually put up the defense, trying to erect these walls and keep Space Soldiers in this match. Flashes raining on in, a Major now effectively in a 1v3 as he stands here alone. He's going to fall at the first hurdle. Zeus is able to dispatch of him, and now the rest just get mopped on up. Antara's left in a 1v3, and this is such a big ask of the man that Space Soldiers already asked so much of. It's not meant to be. 15-9 here on Dust2, Hugo. NaVi going to be reaching match point.
And Zeus, while he may not be like high on the scoreboard, he's been having a great game in terms of impact fragging as well, coming through with a lot of crucial, kills in situations where NaVi really need him to step up. We've had a couple of 3-4Ks from him as well along the map. So nice to see that as well. But of course, he's not really needed. Flamey's on 24, Simple's on 22. The stars are shining here for NaVi, and there's only 1 more round that's needed before a victory comes through here on Dust. And again, for Space Soldiers, even less than the previous. Not even an M4 this time. They've got Xantaras on an SMG. Everyone else pistoled up. Can afford to play a little bit more risky CS, and they will push up into the tunnels early on, but with risk comes reward, and this reward is NaVi's, because they're gifted short for free. There's no CTs in position. Calyx does take down Flamey, meanwhile in B. There's something here for Space Soldiers if they can try and pick up that weapon, and Calyx will run forward to do so. But the rest of NaVi about to hit this A bomb site when there's only 2 players on defense. That smoke will really cut things off and make it very difficult for these Ts to push out. They should probably reconsider the speed of this push they're going for. And as a result, they will actually back off.
Yeah, applying the brakes for the first time in a long time. We're having to see NaVi play this at a man disadvantage. Gonna throw this smoke down in towards mids, and Antara still sat there. Zeus gonna have players pressure him on short, and timing is everything here. Engine, believe in the angles, clear. Zeus able to find a double. You mentioned how he's been having impact frags, and there's 2 of them right there as he single-handedly cracked this A-bomb site wide open here. Space Soldiers going to be on for a retake, 3v3. And you still have Simple, Edward, and Electronic left to overcome. This is no easy feat by any stretch of the imaginations, and Antara looking to try and lead the charge here up on short.
Oh, and Simple's already made it difficult. He's taking down Calyx in the spawn. Only bit of utility over. Nice shot from Paz. He's going to get flashed out into it, looking for a little bit more. Xantara's found another shot. It's all onto Electronic at the back of the site, and Xantara's is on a 2-piece right now, but it's not enough. Electronic will close out that map for NaVi. They are going to be taking it here on Dust2. Can't say I'm super surprised, but the way they did that T side was absolutely dirty, Harry. Remember, that was an 8-7 half in favor of Space Soldiers, and NaVi ended it 16-9.
Yeah, on their T side, they completely mopped the floor with the ex-Space Soldiers boys. Sadly, map 1 not going their way. There's still a second map yet to come, though. We'll be back with that and the desk after a break.